Good afternoon and welcome to the July 19th, 2023 meeting of Chatham's Historic Business District Commission. As soon as our clerk, Sam Stryber, gets through reading the governor's directive concerning these meetings, we'll do a roll call to establish that we have a quorum, and I can assure you that we do. Sam?
Pursuant to Governor Healy's March 29, 2023, signing of the Acts of 2023, extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws C 30A, paragraph 20, until March 31, 2025. This meeting of Chatham Historic Business District Commission is being conducted in person and via remote participation. Every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that people who would like to listen to this meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 773-312-942, hashtag, or join the meeting online via Microsoft Teams through the link in the posted agenda. While this is a live broadcast and simulcast on Channel 18, despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide real-time access. We will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible. In accordance with town policy, the public can speak to any issue, hearing, or business item on the agenda during the meeting when recognized by the chair.
Thank you, Sam. Now we'll do a roll call. Steve DeBoer.
Steve DeBoer is present.
Bob Burns.
Bob Burns present.
All right. Our Vice Chair, Darcy Sequin.
Darcy Sequin is
Our
present.
clerk, Sam Stryber.
Sam Stryber is present.
Okay, and Dan Silver is present. Doug Grattan?
Doug Ryan's present also.
A regular member? Okay, very good. And we do not have Tim Gilmore with us this afternoon. All right, also with us is Sarah Klatt, Central Permitting Coordinator, and Chantel Kilkenny, Community Development Administrative Assistant. Our first order of business will be the minutes, and those were of the meeting that was held July 5th, 2023. As soon as those are approved, we will move on to the applications. And as I said previous meetings, when our clerk, Sam Stryber, reads your application, we ask that you move to one of the podiums on our right, introduce yourself, and give us a brief synopsis of what you're proposing this afternoon. All right. So, does anybody have any questions or additions or amendments they'd like to make to the minutes as received?
Doug Grant will make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Steve?
Steve DeBoer votes to approve.
Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Doug?
Doug Grant approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. Thank you. All right. Sam? Our first.
Additions and alterations, 23-087, John Ricotta, care of Renewal by Anderson. Application to replace 15 windows on the structure located at 1173 Main Street.
Do we have the applicant or representative here? We do not. All right. Then we'll move on to the next application, which will be, what, 23-085?
Do you want to read it?
What?
2385?
Yeah. The next application is site improvements, 23-85, Chatham Jewelers, care of Catherine Hamilton. Application to install a generator located at 532 Main Street.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Hamilton, and I am with Chatham Jewelers.
Well,
And
welcome.
thank you.
And what are you proposing?
We are proposing to get your approval on a generator for that is to be installed on the rear of our building at 532 Main Street.
All right, and you, there you go.
Yep.
What can you tell us about this? I see right now you have something else up there?
Well, the air conditioning units are closest to the building. The proposal is to put the generator.
We have a pointer there someplace, sir. All right,
There should be a pointer there somewhere.
a laser pointer? No? There we go.
Very good. Which has, as you can see, been accomplished. This is a request for the permit after the fact. Our contractor, RCA, did not realize that he needed to get this permission before he got the permit to put the generator in, and called me after he was trying to call for final on that and said, oh, by the way, we needed to get this, can you go get it? So that's why I'm here. This was the location, the only location that made any sense for putting the generators on the backside of the building. Can't even see it from Main Street. It's only our parking lot it affects. It doesn't even cost us a parking space, which is wonderful. Just makes it a little tighter for my car.
So we certainly know what it's gonna look like, don't we? All right, Doug, any comments?
I have no questions.
Sam?
Well, the only thing that caught my eye is that somebody coming out of the door while they're talking to somebody else might run into one of those posts.
One of these posts?
Yeah, that one.
This is our private access to from the
Okay.
rear of our building and to the apartment up above.
Okay.
So it's not on the front. There are no customers that come back there.
Okay.
They shouldn't. If they do, they deserve to run into something.
They have a mask on.
That's right.
So that was the only thing I was concerned about.
Okay, Darcy?
I have no questions.
Bob?
No questions.
Steve?
I have no question.
Normally we'd ask for something like that to be shielded a little with some brush, but I think that considering the location and what's out back there, I'd have no concerns about it. All righty. Anybody else have any comments, questions? Doug?
All right, Doug Grant will make a motion under site improvements, application 23-085, Chatham Jewelers, care of Catherine Hamilton. Application to install a generator located at 532 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Last chance for comments. Anybody? Anybody in the audience? No? No? Steve?
I would vote to approve.
Bob Burns approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryver approves.
Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
And Dan approves. That should be a weight off your shoulder, right?
Well, it certainly is. I will tell you, it is operating already and has come in handy a
I'm
couple
sure
of
it's
times
nice.
already this
Yep.
summer season.
Yes.
Sure.
Yep. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Sam.
Okay, 23-088, IMV Properties LLC, Mitchell Rogers. Application to install an exterior freezer and platform located at 456 Main Street.
I have signed the Section 23 disclosure. My granddaughter works at Buffy's, and I have no financial interest in this project.
Thank you, Darcy.
Good afternoon.
sir.
My name is Mitch Rogers. I'm a resident of Chatham. I also own Buffy's Ice Cream at 456 Main Street. I might recognize a few faces in the room. I can only say I stand here today with the sincerest hope that the portion that I scooped for you was generous. So the matter I bring today concerns the addition of a storage platform at the rear of Buffy's. The platform is primarily intended to support a 14-foot by 11-foot by 8-foot exterior refrigerator and freezer, which will replace the current freezer that I inherited when I purchased Buffy's the spring of '22, which is a very antiquated, loud, failing refrigerator and freezer on the interior of Buffy's. It has served generations of residents well, but it's certainly time to let it go quietly into that fond night. if that's the right quote. So the new equipment will be all but invisible from Main Street, which is the primary public way adjacent to Buffy's. It will also be largely invisible from the unnamed way that runs behind Buffy's from Chatham Bars Ave. I always say Chatham Ice Cream Bars Ave. It's Chatham Bars Ave. That runs past the rear of Brick Block. Functionally, the rear road is a driveway. It has minimal foot traffic. It's also about 5 feet below grade from where the storage platform will be. Other features of the product, there are some photos in there as well. Includes fencing, which will run adjacent, as you can see, to the platform. The fencing will, when built, comply with current zoning bylaws, including setback height, et cetera. And then security lighting, which is primarily implemented to make it safe for staff to take trash out to the dumpster at the end of the night. And there are some arrows here on this this picture right here that'll show you that the lights from the 2 fixtures that I'm proposing will certainly not point or cast light anywhere near Main Street, just in the area in the rear of Buffy's where there will be no customers, just employees, staff. And that's the summary of the project.
All right, thank you. Doug?
I assume the fencing you're putting up is going to be a natural cedar fence, a natural pine?
Yes, I was thinking about painting it white, but I've decided I think it would be best probably to leave it as a natural pine unless I'm advised otherwise.
Okay, either one is fine, but I think it's a nice improvement, so that's all I have.
Sam?
When you were describing the dimensions of the freezer, you mentioned an 8-foot dimension.
8 foot, 8 feet in height. Yep.
Oh, the height,
Yep. 14 feet by 11 feet by 8 feet high.
14 by 11.
Yes.
And it's in a fence because the public doesn't go there. It's just
Correct.
your,
That is correct. Yep.
and the fence is how high?
The fence will be, I think the zoning bylaw states 6 feet.
6.
Yep.
6?
6 feet maximum, yep.
So it is visible from Main Street and from the,
It
just
will not be
because it's-
visible from Main Street.
just because of, well, even if I can see a square inch,
Okay,
it's visible.
okay. I'm
As
not
far
sure
as
you'll be able
our-
to see a
as
square
far
inch
as
based
our
on where it's located.
regulations- As far as our regulations go.
Okay,
So, but that's neither here nor there. It's completely a service-based issue. It's
That is
not
correct.
so much visited on the public.
yes,
You do have tables back there, so it's part of their seeing, and you're gonna have a cedar fence that's going to weather gray, presumably. And red cedar is what usually these cedar fences are, and so that's sort of a darkish brown.
sure.
So if you're satisfied with that, that's okay.
More than happy to, if
It'll
that's,
be a background color.
absolutely.
The white, 6 foot is almost a little too high in a way, because our eyes are, even a 6-foot person, our eyes can see over.
Sure.
So, how do you solve the problem where the grade is above the deck?
The grade is above the deck.
In the sort of northwest corner.
In the northwest
When
corner.
I went there, the deck is out of the ground on the east side, and then it goes uphill on that corner by the walkway, where the walkway ends.
So let me just, the deck, the platform itself that the freezer will be on is designed so that it is flush with the cement floor of the shop.
Yes, but that stops short of, the area where the deck is. And that's all grass going back there. That'll be grass going up to the fence.
Slightly, yes.
And it rises as it goes back.
That's correct.
And it gets to be 6 to 8 inches above the deck.
That's correct.
And you have a little slot there that's gonna eventually fill with dirt.
So there will be a fence all along that side.
Yeah, but there's a gap between the dirt and the fence.
Gap between the dirt and the fence. So so right here is where the fence runs. You're talking about this corner back here.
Yeah,
There are shrubs back here right now. There's the archway that's right here. The fence will be at a 6-foot height starting here. It'll obviously be, the top of the fence will obviously be level. You won't see any,
I'm talking about the bottom of the fence.
Okay, I'm not
Because the
understanding.
fence is,
Do you have a suggestion?
the
or-
grade is rising up
Yeah,
there. And
Yes.
so it gets to be, by the time you get to the end of the deck, it's about 6 to 8 inches of the grade. is
Okay.
6 to 8 inches above the deck.
okay.
And I'm just saying, it's an unusual situation for a grade level deck. You try to have it at grade level or just a few inches above so that you can bring the dirt right up to the pressure treated members.
You won't see it. It'll be behind the
Well,
fence.
I'm not talking about seeing it.
Okay. I'm not understanding what
Well, you'll
the
see
point that you're making.
when it starts to erode away and makes a difficult, you won't have grass there.
Darcy?
I have no questions.
Steve?
Well, I had, I guess, a couple of questions. It seems to be that the slab that you're creating is quite a bit larger than the dimensions of the refrigerator freezer.
It's
Is there a
slightly bigger.
reason for that?
Yeah, so one of the challenges that we have is with garbage and the maintenance of garbage throughout the course of a busy day in the summer. So what we do very often is we have, if you've ever been out here, we have a couple of trash bins that are here. And we usually have one that's right here for customers. And what we end up doing is we take the trash and we haul it along here and we haul it out back that way. And very often, despite our best efforts, there's leaking of ice cream. And so what the platform is gonna be intended, one of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna put a larger kind of mini dumpster on wheels so that we don't have to traverse over the grass with the leaking cream, and we can bring it on the deck and kind of store it there and then wheel it in the back. It's also unsanitary for our staff who have to haul it all the way back there and it's dripping everywhere. So it's designed, this area back here is designed for that. In addition, we have doors on the freezer that are here, entrance door here, and an entrance exit door here. We also have a wholesale business. The Chatham Ice Cream Bars is a wholesale business. So what this will allow us to do, the door back here and the space back here, is to stage up our deliveries, load our truck, in a way that the food is exposed to a time and temperature situation for a shorter period of time, preserving the quality of the product.
There's also, on one of these site plans, I guess it is, it says proposed fenced concrete for refuge is in the back. I guess it would be to the left, the
What, I'm sorry,
top
what,
left of this picture, up in there.
in there, what
Yeah.
does it say?
Is that all, it says proposed fenced
Oh.
concrete pad?
Yeah.
Is
So
that
this-
part of this, or is that?
No, this is just a photograph of a 2001 site plan for the
Okay.
prior improvement.
Okay, so that's not.
Sorry about the confusion there.
Okay, all right. And then the other concern, and I guess you've probably already addressed this, but the proximity to unnamed lane and the abutters.
Yep.
Do you have no zoning issues or any kind of?
So, we do have zoning issues. through a variety of, through a situation that I'd be glad to explain, but I'm not sure you need me to explain. I got a bit ahead, I put the cart a little bit before the horse. I've engaged a local attorney to help me kind of right that situation, so I will be going before the planning board and the ZBA
Okay.
to get approval for extending the existing nonconformity of the property, which the decking platform will do. So that's, and the exterior mechanical appliance, also we need to get approval for that. The fence will not need approval because it is not within the setback, I don't believe, but obviously I will defer to the building department on whether or not that's in fact true.
I just wanted to make sure you were aware that you were probably going to have to take some additional steps.
I am painfully aware and looking forward to the opportunity to get on the right path with that.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mitchell, a couple of questions.
Yes.
Any other structures going to be on that deck?
No other structures.
Just the freezer, so it's
Just
just
the
going to be
freezer,
the
that's it.
freezer.
Yep.
And you mentioned a dumpster.
Yeah,
the
like
deck.
one of the rolling dumpsters that you have at home that you,
Okay.
You
So
just roll to
now, off the back of that deck, is there a ramp? What's going to, you have some trees there now.
So-
How do you get on that deck?
so, the deck at that point, the point made earlier that the grade rises slightly, in the back of the property there where the trees are, where, means that you're gonna be stepping right off of the platform onto grass. What we'll probably do is we'll probably line it with a, a 6x6 post, that comes flush to the deck, and then potentially crushed stone or something behind that. But it will be you'll be stepping off right from the platform onto the surface, the ground.
The grass?
Yes.
I thought the platform was raised. It's
So
not
the-
raised, it's level with the grass.
The platform is actually at or slightly below grade.
Okay.
It's not attached to the structure. It's sitting on concrete blocks, so it's not even on footings. And we will have a little bit of manual grading to do back there just to make it such that when you step off of that, it'll be basically
Okay.
flush to the surface.
And then in the wholesale business, the trucks are gonna back up to the platform?
Yes, not directly to the platform, but it'll back up, right to about where this notation is right here.
So those trees will not be there then?
Those trees will be there. Yeah, we're not taking those trees down. We love those trees. There's a beautiful archway in the back that flowers this time of year. It's beautiful, so we're not gonna take those down.
Okay. Just want to make sure that they come off, but that platform is pretty level with the,
We have to do that for the safety of our staff. Yep.
Okay.
It's not gonna be, there's not gonna be any public access to that, but with respect to the staff, we have to make that.
and the wholesalers that come in to pick up the trucks, your trucks
It's
that
just
come in?
our truck. We deliver. We don't have any other vendors
Okay.
coming in. We don't even get deliveries back there. This is just for our own staff to load up our wholesale freezer delivery truck.
Okay, all right. No further questions, thanks.
Yes, I have several questions too. What is the color of this freezer, the exterior
What is the,
color?
oh, the color? It is just I'm not great with colors because I'm colorblind, but it's just it's not painted. It's a standard, it would be a standard, let's see how
Is
it's.
it white, gray, aluminum color?
Galvern pre-painted steel, but it's gonna be it'll be a metallic color.
And you're gonna have about 6 inches of that sticking up on one end? Or
We
2
will-
feet, rather, 2 feet?
So it's 8 feet. It's set back a couple of feet behind a 6-foot fence. Correct.
Right, so you're gonna have, no matter what, you're gonna have some top there, right?
It will be, I will defer and take the word that it might be able to be seen from the street. I'm not sure, it's not there yet. But it will certainly be visible from the private seating area that is on my property.
Okay, I guess what I'm getting at is that if it was white, it would really be obvious, and I think it therefore should be, at least the top of it be painted a gray or something that would blend in with the fence that they're proposing.
We could,
But if it's not gonna be enough, I don't know. I
we
do
could,
question this.
I'm assuming it's a paintable surface, and if it is, I would be happy to paint it a color that would be amenable.
Okay. The other question I have is, could you go back to the fence, please? Okay, that isn't quite a normal stockade fence. Usually it comes to a point. But generally what we do in the historic business district is require that you put some sort of cap on that.
Okay?
All right, a board along the top or a cap, I know you're not going to, but that you could sit a drink on or something, just so it isn't, the old-fashioned
Sure.
stockade fence with the cutouts.
I am more than happy to do that. If I could get some guidance on a specific style.
It's a common style, it's as common as that.
Sure.
It's just a board across the top. What they do is they cut the points down there so that there's no longer a groove in there,
Yep.
and then they just put a cap on it.
Okay. It's just a kind of a flat cap right along the top?
Yeah, just a board, essentially a board, yeah.
Glad to do that. How can I follow up to make sure I get it right and that we,
Just whatever the fence is made of, put the board across the top. You should be able to buy it. I don't know whose catalog you went to get this, but they must have that, and they must also have that fence with a lattice top to it.
can anyone point me to a example where I can just run by and take a look at it downtown that you can think of?
I would have to say any fence company on Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Well, not a
Well, he
company, but
wants to
something that's
see
in
if
the,
somebody has it in town.
someone.
Oh.
But I think I know what you're talking about. I just want to make sure I get it right.
I will send a picture of it to staff,
Great.
all right?
Thank you.
And they'll send it off to you, and if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me.
That would be great. I
All right.
appreciate that. Glad to do that.
Okay. It's nothing, it costs the same as that one. They're all the same, yeah. Right. All right, then.
I just have a quick question.
All right.
Is there gonna be a lock on this freezer?
There is.
Okay, I was asking for a friend. All right, I'll make a motion then. Under application number 23-088, IMV Properties LLC, care of Mitchell Rogers, application to install an exterior freezer on the platform located at 456 Main Street as presented,
Darcy,
With the condition that it have a fence with a cap on it.
with the condition that the fence have a cap on
And
it.
Also, the color, do we,
What, it's gonna be gray?
going to be gray?
Oh, I mean, no, it's gonna be white.
It
Oh,
says
if you want to
it says-
condition it such, if it does show
It
to
says it says galvanized pre-painted steel.
Steel color, maybe?
To me, that's stainless steel.
pre-galvanized, painted, doesn't mean, no, that won't be.
Doesn't-
can I second the motion so we could have a discussion? Is that okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I second the motion.
Alrighty.
Now you can discuss it.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so
Okay.
further
further discussion on the color. Is white? Okay,
I think white would be okay because of the white stucco that's on the current structure, might look like it blends in together. Also, if it was a steel or a gray, I think that would look fine as well. Even if it was brown, I think because of the timber look of the structure of Buffy's, it
I
would look
agree with
well.
you, Doug.
So
Yeah.
I think anything that they put there
Okay.
will really, even, would look good.
Just not pink.
Now, well, they got a nice pink sign up there, Steve, so I think they can't go wrong. But,
Okay.
White, gray, or brown?
Yeah, I would
heard.
think so.
That would match, generally match the structure.
Okay, yeah, we got bobbing heads over here, so.
All right, so,
your head, Bobby?
so shall I amend my motion? I'm going to amend my motion, correct?
Only for the fence.
Only for the fence. So again, I'm amending, so we're adding the cap be added to the fence.
I'll second the motion.
Here we go. Any further comments, folks? All right, Steve,
I would vote to approve.
Bob,
Bob Burns approves?
Darcy,
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam,
I vote to approve.
Doug,
Doug Ratton approves.
and I'll approve. All right, very good.
Very good, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You
Come by
too.
for ice cream anytime.
Should we write a letter to the ZBA or planning board?
I'll talk to Sarah about that.
We have not received a filing as of yet, so
Okay, okay. Thank you.
We usually do, but
So we have an administrative approval exemption, 23-086 Park Place, care of Port Nova Roofing, ratification of a certificate of exemption to replace rubber roof and 16 skylights on a structure located at 912 Main Street.
Boy, that's a lot of skylights. Wow.
So this was an application that was done by Darcy and Doug, approved on June 28th. It was for maintenance and work not visible. That's what the exemption was for.
How did you guys get up there?
Well, I know the
Wasn't easy.
structure.
Drone.
I was picking out my next home, and
All righty. Any questions, Doug?
should I make a motion?
Yep.
All right, so Doug Rowell will make a motion on administrative approval / exemptions, 23-086 Park Place, care of Portanova Roofing, ratification of a certificate of exemption to replace the rubber roof and 16 skylights on the structure located at 912 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. Doug, obviously you've been down there. So you're in favor?
I am in favor.
Okay, Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Okay, Darcy?
Darcy Seacon in favor.
Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Steve
Steve?
DeBoer approves.
And Dan Silver approves. All right. Okay, we got another one, don't we?
That's it.
Or is that
That's
it?
it.
That's
So
it?
the applicant for our first
right.
23-087 did not arrive. I emailed them the link to the meeting again. They're not on virtually. So we would need a motion for a continuance to our next meeting, which is August 2nd.
I'd make a motion, we continue that to the August 2nd meeting.
Darcy Seacon seconds the motion.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. Doug?
Doug is Grattan in favor.
Sam?
Sam Stryber votes in favor.
Darcy?
Darcy Seacon in favor.
Bob?
Bob Burns in favor.
Steve?
Steve DeBoer's in favor.
Dan Silver's in favor? Very good. We have one more motion.
Doug Grattan will make a motion to adjourn.
Darcy Seacon will second the motion.
Doug?
Doug approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Darcy?
Darcy approves.
Bob Burns approves.
Steve?
DeBoer approves.
And Dan Silver approves. Thank you so much. Thank you, staff.
Thank you.
Just wait for the light.